heads to motherland Aragon for the 7th and final stop of the Red Bull MotoGP Rookies Cup. This incredible circuit is the perfect setting for riders to sign off on what has been an amazing season. Let's check out what went down here last year.
Acosta did hardly improve on the 4 straight wins that started the 2020 Rookies Cup in Austria, but he managed to do exactly that over 15 thrilling laps of Aragon. Acosta tried to break away early but couldn't. Daniel Holgardo particularly hung on grimly to the number 37 KTM.
Acosta, but he's not getting away because the guys behind Holgardo is so determined to go with him. Down the hill, down the corkscrew, Holgardo goes, determined to hang on to the tail.
Finally, Acosta did get away, leaving Holgardo to lead Ivan Ortola across the line for an all-Spanish podium.
It is 5 wins out of 5 for Pedro Acosta.
The races really wouldn't be the same without the amazing commentary team that guide us through all the thrills and spills. We caught up with our very own Rookies commentator, Matt Dunn, and got his take on the 2021 season so far.
The Red Bull MotoGP Rookies Cup, I mean, it is that final stepping stone into the World Championship. Just the sheer numbers of riders that it promotes into the World Championship and promotes superstars into both Moto2 and MotoGP. It prepares them in every way they could think possible, from the actual racing itself, the overtakes, the slipstreaming, the riding techniques, to even the media side. And the other thing is, next year, about half or so of the MotoGP field is going to be ex-rookies. I mean, the proof is in the pudding, as I like to say, you know. Season 2021's been a classic season, basically. It's nice to see as someone who's a step above the rest, really, which is kind of what we have seen over the years going by, but that's what earns a space in the Moto3 World Championship, isn't it?
So it's not long until we see our penultimate race of this season. But how will the riders line up? Let's check out the starting grid.
Holgardo put in a blistering lap early in qualifying and has pole by over half a second. Points leader David Alonso on the other side of the grid in 3rd. Splitting the two is Diego Moreira, while David Munoz, the only rider able to wrest the cup from Alonso, will start from row 4.
The riders are making their way to the start grid, and that means only one thing. We're moments away from lights out. Will David Alonso claim this year's victory at the Red Bull MotoGP Rookies Cup in this race? Or will he be made to wait a little longer? It's over to our commentators to find out.
Hello and welcome to the finale of the 2021 Red Bull MotoGP Rookies Cup here at Aragon, the 7th and final round. And today, at this first race here, we do have the potential to crown our 2021 Rookies Cup winner. Could it be David Alonso? He has 216 points. He is, of course, 38 points ahead of David Munoz in 2nd. It's very simple. If by the end of this race he is more than 25 points ahead of young David Munoz, well, even just 25 points ahead, he will basically be the champion. How exciting is that? My name's Matt Dunn. Alongside me, as ever, Fran Wild, down on the grid. The riders are getting ready. It's hot, it's humid, it's cloudy. That's nothing compared to how intense and furious the racing is going to be. Fran, how are you?
Hello there. That was quite a grand intro to then end with how are you? But I'm great, and I'm very glad to be back for, like you say, season finale of the Rookies Cup here at Aragon. Should be a really good one. We've got a lot on the line, obviously. David Alonso, can he take the pressure? Can he keep it together? Good position on the grid, so it's all pretty gone okay in his way so far this weekend. But this man certainly that you're looking at just there, Daniel Holgardo, starting on pole with that half-second advantage. I'm sure he'll be trying to pull a Jorge Martin and do a bit of a breakaway.
Well, that is certainly a possibility here, isn't it?
It's been shown you can.
That,
yeah, it's quite interesting, despite the very, very long back straight, which is the longest straight here, I believe. Once had a debate with Ayumu Sasaki about that, and we won it, because it is longer than the main straight. But yeah, so you can really put your hammer down around the rest of the lap and just try and keep ahead. It should be a really interesting one, but as ever, if you are in a group, that slipstream will be important. So yeah, what are we expecting from this one?
Well, we did just see there Diogo Moreira in 2nd place on the front row of the grid. A warm welcome back to the Brazilian after missing a few rounds thanks to a positive COVID-19 test as well. And get well soon still to Noah Detweiler, because he also was out the last race that we had in Austria with a positive COVID COVID test. He's still testing positive, the poor fella. So we wish him well. But back to the action. This is your championship potential cup winner-elect, David Alonso, the Colombian. Can he do it? The question on everyone's lips.
Well, the maths is certainly in his favour, isn't it? I think it's 38 points he has in hand. So, you know, looking at that with 2 races now, so there's 50 points, a maximum of 50 points rather, available at the moment. At the end of this race, it'll only be 25. So obviously, really, he doesn't need to do too much today. But it could, you know, even if he crashes out or can't finish for whatever reason, the kind of rivals around him would have to do an awful lot to stop him taking that now. But that said, it's never over until it's over with motorcycle racing. No. He's certainly in a good position, and he's not really shown like he's going to crack under the pressure at any point.
No, he really can cope with pretty much every single scenario thrown at him.
Most definitely. I was looking through actually the season. Obviously, I've not been with you for every race this year, and it's pretty incredible. He's shown how he can win by himself at the front. He can win in a group fight. He's even come back from a long lap penalty to get back onto the podium as well. Just a really, really impressive season from him. And the momentum he has coming into here as well. 3 wins on the bounce. Yeah. It's hard to bet against him, isn't it? But we do have some long laps already that we know about for the race, don't we?
Yeah, it's been very characteristic of a lot of the rounds that we've had this season. I mean, this is an aspect of motorcycle racing these days, isn't it? Long lap penalties and track limits and all that, but some irresponsible riding from Alex Millan, your previous pole sitter back in Austria, means he'll have to do a long lap penalty during this race. Same goes for Tachikon Boisri, who I believe, unfortunately, had a coming together with Marcos Uriarte, who will not take part in the racing here, at least today, probably for tomorrow as well. Out with basically a shoulder dislocation, but they're coming together. Well, it was deemed by the stewards to be at the fault of Tachikon Boisri, so therefore he gets a double long lap penalty in this race. Well, engines are on then. We're about to go off on the warm-up lap. This is Danny Holgarder. He knows a fair amount about going fast around the Aragon circuit, but I did see on the Red Bull Rookies Cup Instagram stories, though, this is actually the favourite circuit of our cup winner-elect, David Alonso. So look out, everybody.
Is it indeed? Well, that's interesting stuff then. But Daniel Holgardo, he's already raced this year at Aragon in the CEV and did take a podium then. So a few of them got some experience from it already. Obviously, David Alonso too. Wasn't the greatest round for him here in the CEV, but in the Rookies Cup, obviously, he is the king and the man of the moment as it stands. I think it's going to be an interesting one. It always helps, I think, when you love a circuit, but with the advantage that Alonso has and with the form that he's shown, you know, he can afford to just tuck in behind a sensible paced group and make sure he gets to the finish, get some more points on the board, and concentrate on that title fight today. That said, they're all racers, so I wouldn't be surprised if he just goes toe-to-toe at the front.
Yeah, absolutely. One person we've not really spoken much about on the grid so far, there is the rider in second place in the series, David Munoz. He will be taken off from 7th on the grid there. Got a good record here as well in the last couple of years. Well, 4th place was one of his best results last year at the 4 races that we had. Of course, he does also have 2 victories so far this season. He is an ever-present threat, though, as far as I understand it. A couple of tech issues have bogged him down so far this weekend. But keep an eye on him, he could be there. But another aspect of David Alonso, another weapon in his armoury. He, of course, got his first Red Bull MotoGP Rookies Cup win here last year.
Yep, indeedy. And I think it was David Munoz who won here in the CV earlier this year. Well, so it's an interesting dynamic here with the records in different series. Yeah. But in the Rookies, Alonso does have those great memories from this track. I think we were saying just before the broadcast, I think I called that podium here last year. I remember the Acosta show very much in the first race weekend. And then, that little bit of history made for David Alonso. And now then maybe he's back at this track to make a little more and write another chapter as the winner this season.
Yeah, that's the other thing as well. Young Alonso, if he does win the Cup, he would be eligible to be moving up to the Moto3 World Championship next year.
He would indeed, yeah.
It's not just the Cup itself that's on the line here. It is very much his immediate racing future as well. No pressure, David. We're going to certainly enjoy watching you get your small elbows out. Whilst roughing it up with everybody else. They're coming down this monstrously long back straight there. This is the key, because if you are fast enough in the first 2 sectors that are very fast and flowing, you can actually break the slipstream gap down this straight. But if you don't, you're going to have a heap of trouble coming into this final corner.
Yeah, there's been plenty of drama and adventure down at this corner, hasn't there, at Aragon in the past. Everything can be decided here or even on the drag to the line, but then that goes back to here as well, and how you line yourself up and where you position yourself. Tactics will be interesting, but yeah, we have seen breakaway winners before. We've also seen David Alonso take some breakaway wins this season at other tracks already. Can he do that again? Is the pressure going to mean he just takes it a little bit steadier? What are we going to see today?
Well, as Danny Holgardo gives a little smooch to his tank, getting ready to go. This is about the time when the adrenaline starts spiking, your heart rate starts going up. That's just the commentators I'm talking about there.
I was going to say, that's
Matteo
me.
Bertelli does his own little rituals. No pressure. Danny Holgardo certainly out of the reckoning for the Cup title this year with over 70 points adrift now with 2 races to go. But he can still take some pride and trophies home with him. Well, the journey continues in the Red Bull MotoGP Rookies Cup. Will we crown a champion here today? The lights are on and they're off, and it's a clean start away for just about everybody. But who will be getting the whole shot into the incredibly tight left-hander at turn 1? Danny Holgardo gets cleanly away. They come past our commentary position. Are we cleanly through? It's Alonso in second place from Moreira, and then I think that is Bertelli just behind them as we lose. Someone went very wide there, but look at this, off like a scolded cat is Holgardo up into turn 4.
Yeah, he means business, doesn't he, today, Danny Holgardo? Already got a little bit of a gap in hand there, but I'm sure it can't last too long, at least on this first lap. We'll have to see at the end of that back straight. But great start then from David Alonso, doing everything he needed to do in the early stages, slotting into second, and a little bit of elbows out around that turn 1. And good to see everyone round turn 1, because here it can get a little bit tight.
Yeah, a little bit too tight, and this is one of the other turns where we see some audacious overtakes as well, but all cleanly through. Look at David Munoz there, up into 5th place already, just behind Ivan Ortela, one of the riders I actually tipped as one of my favourites of the season so far, really overcoming the size disadvantage he's had. So good to see him up there once again. Colin Vire there, the number 95. Good to see him back racing towards the front as well. 10th place at the moment for the Dutchman.
Yeah, it is good to see him back in action, like you said. So yeah, that gap then, it's not got any bigger, certainly, for Danny Holgardo at the moment. Just a few bike lengths, but if he does get that hammer down, I think he's already showing his hand here. He wants to try and maybe break that toe and try and take this win out by himself at the front.
Turn 14, turn 15, incredibly tricky. A prime overtaking opportunity, as you see for David Munoz there, the only rider still within touch of the Cup victory this year. And he doesn't want to be getting too close for comfort with Ivan Ortela. He would take no prisoners, no qualms about giving him a little bit of an elbow or a brush of a knee as he comes down. But it looks like Holgardo has not quite broken the slipstream on the first run down the back straight. But I don't think he's got any trouble as far as the lead is concerned. He does. It's Moreira who's going to lead through the final corner for the first time here. 14 laps to go as we cross the line.
Yeah, it shows you then how much you really do need in hand to head into that final corner in the lead still.
Munoz shaking his head. Well, you give as good as you get, sunshine. I've seen you with your elbows out a few times here and there this season. So there we go, Ivan Ortela.
Yeah, so obviously a little bit of elbows out already. But remember as well, for Munoz, he has to score in this race. If he doesn't, then it's just automatically game over in terms of winning the Cup. But yeah, good job from him to stay calm enough so far after that rather close little manoeuvre.
Showing a wheel to Moreira as well. But look at this once again, though. Despite getting overtaken at the final corner, Holgardo comfortably moves back in front once again then. And this is the section where he's able to pull out a bit of a gap. But will he manage to learn from his, well, you could say a mistake last time round, not pulling out enough of a gap for the slipstream?
Yeah, I don't know. It's always a difficult one, isn't it? Because if you do push too hard, you're going to come into more trouble than just losing that gap and ending up with a little bit of company at that final corner. But certainly so far, though, Holgardo looking pretty comfortable in that race lead, even if he's not quite able to break away from them just yet. David Alonso, though, great job for him despite the occasion. Still in second there, although I think I've just cursed that for him. Yeah, Moreira then through into second, and pocket picked as well by Munoz. So interesting dynamic at the front at the moment.
Yeah, and look who's trying to chase him down. Well, there it is, the two title rivals then, Munoz versus Alonso, 3rd and 4th at the moment. Holgardo's definitely got them on his tail once again down the back straight. Now this is a group of 7 riders. You got, looks like Daniel Munoz is leading the second pack. But as we see down towards the final corner, it looks like Moreira's going to go up the inside once again. But what about Munoz? He's going to make a bid for the lead now. This is basically what he needs to do. You want to get out front, he basically needs to win. That's going to give him the best chance possible, but not if he's making overtaking moves like that.
Yeah, no, not quite getting the job done there, but yeah, exactly. He basically needs to win this race and then see how the cards fall behind him to give himself the absolute best shot. But of course, if it was that easy, every one of them would do it every week.
Yeah.
And it's not, but he's looking pretty feisty then at the moment, heading through to lead once again. Can he hold on to it this time? Maybe, yes, he does. So number 64 then ahead. Let's see what he's got from here.
Into the top 6 though is Alex Mian, the number 23, who had pretty much a bit of a shocker from in Austria, even though he started from pole position in both races, P12 and then P21. He has though got a long lap penalty that he needs to take in this race. He's been given the signal you saw in the shot previously there, which is a shame because he's the fastest rider on track at the moment. And then you also saw the confirmation Boisry's got those 2 long lap penalties to come, but he's a bit off the ball already because he's down at P15, and that's really not going to help his race. But another chance for him tomorrow. Holgardo back in the lead.
Yeah, back in the lead then. And yes, a bit of a shame for Boisry, isn't it? The final round of the rookies after he's shown such incredible form recently, really on a roll. But we'll see what he can do, because I think he's done his first long lap, hasn't he? So we'll see what happens with the second and how that shuffles him back in. But Holgardo then back in the lead from Alonso, from Munoz, from Ortola. These guys getting close again. Their battle's not so much with each other, is it? They want to be careful they don't concentrate too much on just the fight for that position in that corner and just have a little bit of a breather. Look at, okay, we've not let anyone escape so far. There's a group battle, but it's a group of fast riders who can stick with each other so far. No one's getting in each other's way unless they're choosing to.
Yeah, quite right. This is down the back straight. This is one of the reasons why I've been so impressed by the likes of Ivan Ortola this year, because he does have a huge size disadvantage. You can even see it on the motorcycle there, but he's not losing so much ground down the straights that we've got here in Aragon, really making that up in the corners as we saw. That was a beautiful mirror signal manoeuvre, overtaking move there into first position by David Alonso. He is so good at that, so neat, so clever. That's why he is the cup winning elect. Over the line they will come once again, and it is Alonso leading from Holgardo and Munoz, the top 3 in the championship. But down in towards turn 1, who will blink first? It looks like Munoz wants to go up the inside, but David Alonso covers his line superbly.
Yeah, good job there from David Alonso then. Munoz, yeah, he looks very, very punchy today, doesn't he? Absolutely desperate to take and hold that race lead. But yeah, all pretty clean so far, nothing too dramatic. But yeah, David Alonso there, I'm very impressed so far, given the day and what's on the line. He looks like it could be the first race of the season. Yeah. Just really nice, controlled, fighting it out exactly where he normally has been. Oh, and trying to hang it around there as well, but no, he does have to cede it. Munoz really means business in this one.
Yeah, well, he always does. I mean, put it that way, every single move he means absolute business.
I mean, every single one of them, every single corner.
Yeah, exactly that.
But seems a little edge to it today, though.
Yeah, absolutely. The reverse corkscrew, absolutely classic piece of asphalt that we have here at Aragon. Alex Mian still in touch. I'm not sure. I don't think he has taken his long lap penalty. He has 3 laps to do it. So, well, he's got one more attempt next time around. But is he too engrossed in the battle, I suppose?
Well, it happens to us all. But no, yeah, it's always, you know, a worry I have with the long lap penalties, that hopefully they see it or they remember it and they take it in the right amount of time, as well as taking it, of course, neatly and within the lines, because we've seen some dramas with that as well. But yeah, we'll see then. So far, we've just got that Boisry's done his first long lap, like I said, so we'll have to see. We'll keep an eye on that long lap watch. But Holgardo then, he's still right up there, isn't he? But this time there's a lot more company for the number 96. Those few bike lengths that he had in the first couple of laps are a long, long time ago in the memory. And this is a classic freight train battle at the front now with these guys.
Yeah, so many line choices through that final corner, as you just saw there between Ortola and David Munoz across the line. They come once again, so 11 laps to go now, when Diogo Moreira, well, fighting like not just a rookie, but a seasoned veteran, as we see Munoz just shove it up the inside of Ortola once again. That is really so much tighter turn 1 than you can really give it credit for. I think only when you see how slow a MotoGP bike or a Moto2 bike goes through there, you realise just how tight it is. So difficult. Got to be careful of the track limits there, actually. It's all getting unsettled. Now, keep your eye on the number 23 of Alex Mian, because this might be his, well, there you go. he's already got another long lap penalty because he failed to comply with the first one. So he has run out of time already.
Oh, it's my worst stress for these guys. Obviously, on the road to MotoGP, it's about learning as well as your speed and winning races, etc. But it's always just those avoidable things where if only he'd seen that and taken it when he's supposed to. So now, yep, there you see on the graphics, failed to comply with the long lap penalty, and that means a long lap penalty, but I think that's still too late, and he will have to do that second one.
Do you know what? I think he's just miscalculated it, quite
Possibly,
simply, and I think he
I
thinks this is the lap he has to do it.
Very possibly, or he could have just been waiting and...
Wow, that
was a little bit fruity there, wasn't it?
Tatayo Furusato will not thank him one little bit for that, but well, he joined the track. It was just a different trajectory in a different line. Crack on. So we will see how he complies with the second long lap penalty from now on with Alex Mian. But main thing is, it's really good to see him back up there fighting because he was very much AWOL last time out in Austria, despite that pole position.
Yeah, definitely back on form then, even if there is that bit of a hiccup. But like I said, we've seen a couple of guys have long laps and really bounce back from those, because there's a long way to go still in this race. There's time to make up that distance, especially if you can get back to within any kind of slipstreaming distance. That can help you a lot to tag back on. But at the moment then, there is a bit of a gap at the front, isn't there? Once again, it's the number 96 just starting to edge clear. It'll be interesting to see if that's just a bit of a bobble for the rest of them. They're going to concertina back up, or if Holgardo has got anything for them through turns 1 and 2.
Well, you saw that David Alonso got the double slipstream effect down the back straight
there.
there.
6/10.
Perfect that was for him. Yeah, he did. So now with him breaking it down into the final turn, he's managed to halve the gap or so back to Holgardo. But this will be the true test for that following group. Can Holgardo break the toe in these first couple of sectors as both Moreira and Ortula run way over the curbs onto the real proper rumble strip, the bike becoming unsettled, and then we have it, they've caught him back up. So this is good news for them because, well, it did look like Holgardo, with 6/10 in hand in the qualifying, was able to just make a break for it and get away. But no, the race is a different story.
Yeah, it's interesting how different it gets within just a couple of corners, isn't it? And like you say, that slipstream for David Alonso really helped him rein him back in. You can see there, right on the back of Holgardo once again, and through this part of the track. So the answer is no. The number 96 is not going to escape at the moment, certainly, with David Alonso tagged back on then, and no huge gap to try and make up this time around. Will he attack for the lead once he can? Or will he? Yes, he will, I think.
Inside,
or
but
at least
who's going to outbrake who? It's David Alonso straight in towards turn 12 and 13, then cutting over the curb. The bike becomes a little bit unsettled there. We've seen plenty of people go down at that part, and same with this one here. Will there be a punch back from the Holgardo into turn 14? No, but what about the slipstream this time around? Yeah,
not this time. Obviously, Alonso is a very small, compact rider. That'll help him a little bit more, but at the head of this train then, yeah, it'll be interesting to see who's going to get past him and how many of them maybe by the end of this straight. Holgardo already looking to try and make his way back through into the lead, and got it done well before the braking zone as well.
Yeah, and Munoz up the inside of Alonso into the final turn then. So, but then he's going to get him on the switchback as well. He cuts the line. That's the beauty of these lines. A capacity machine! And they touch, and he pushes him wide. He gives as good as he gets. Does David Alonso? He gets his elbows out when he needs to. He does it very neat and tidily when he needs to. But then Ivan Ortula has decided, no, do you know what? I'm going to make a bid for the podium position as well. Then he gets shoved back to 4th position from 1st, coming onto the back straight.
Yeah, that was nice from Ortula, just reading that well and slotting back into 3rd. Not too much drama from him. But yeah, they are aware, right? There's still 9 laps to go.
Yeah,
because it's already getting quite close out there. But yeah, no harm done. I think we're going to get a replay of that, are we now? Yep, you can see it's just on the inside, and then just a bit of a little bit of a touch there. He gives him a big stare.
He says, I'll remember that. Like an elephant never forgets, and I'll get you for it. As I think we saw just the last time around, Daniel Munoz managed to set the fastest lap of the race, but I'm pretty sure he did the classic thing of setting a fastest lap and then went straight on at turn 1. But he's not lost too much time.
It is a true classic, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that gap now between the top 6 and 7th place is going to be too much for Alex Mian to try and come back from. With that long lap now, they're really in a postcode.
Has he done the second one? Yes, he has.
I think he must have, yes. So he's done that then at least. So that's good news, because the penalties can only get worse and worse from there if you don't do it, even when you don't want to drop those positions. But yeah, so these guys really are in a postcode of their own, pretty evenly matched at the moment as well. And you know, we've not heard much from Vettelli or Moreira for quite a while here. They seem to just be content to just sit at the back there and look at the frankly boxing match that's going on in the first couple of positions.
Yeah, but Matteo Vettelli's not quite the type of rider to be involved when it's if it's a 15 sort of long freight train. You can often see him there fighting towards the front, but when it's just 5 other riders, I think this is quite new territory for him at the moment, despite having that win back in the Saxa ring. Moreira, meanwhile, well, as a rookie, he's just thinking, I'm just going to let these guys do what they do, and I will pick up the pieces. Thank you very much. This is my first race back. Not going to get the cup win. Just think how it goes. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, you shouldn't have mentioned Saxon ring there. Bit of a curse early on.
Well, quite.
But yeah,
these guys know all too well.
Sometimes I do fail to understand quite how ferocious they can be so early in the race. Like, look at that. That's going to send them
shoving
both
each
out
other
a little
way
bit too
wide.
wide.
And then the cut back, and it's Ivan Ortela just sandwiching between them. He is the filling in a Munoz Alonso white bread sandwich.
He is indeed. But yeah, they're only going to lose out, really. That's all they're going to do by doing this. And there's no points for quite some time. Having said that, that was a spectacular last-minute pickpocket from David Alonso, wasn't it? So he's back through into second, and it's Ortela then that leads us.
I think looking at Holgardo as well, it got pushed back there by Vettelli, I think it was, into 4th place. Yes, it is, as Munoz guns straight back with 8 laps to go. This is only halfway through the race, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. But Holgardo, I think he's realised that he can't actually get away from this lot, so he's sort of slipping back into his usual role, a bit like Diogo Moreira, where he's just going to let the chaos ensue in front of him, stick with everybody, and then if he's able to, pull the pin and move his way towards the front with around about 5 or 4 laps to go. Make a marker. We'll see if I'm right on that time.
I'll remember.
Yeah.
But yeah, exactly. This is why I say it's expended a lot of energy and a lot of aggression early on in this race.
And tyre life.
And tyre life, exactly. Whereas, yeah, just sitting there and watching them do their tango is, you know, you're exactly the same place on track pretty much, because they're all shuffling lap by lap, just sitting there. You're not losing anything at all. You're saving those tyres, and yeah, you're not showing your cards either.
Quite right. And the good news for this leading group is, in terms of the lap times as well, they're still quicker than the chasers. The only one who's anywhere near in touch is Daniel Munoz in a 2:02, and he's in the late 2:02s. The riders behind him 2:03, so they've got no hope in hell of actually trying to catch these guys. They can do all they want at the moment, though 4 abreast into the final corner I don't think works too well. Oof. However, all safely through Holgardo. Well, he's proven me completely wrong. Back to the front he goes with 7 laps to go across the line this time around.
Yeah, it'll be interesting though in the next braking zone, then down at turn 1. I don't think he'll keep that first position, but yeah, they're really fighting it out now there. We saw Vettelli even just getting a little bit spicy there as well. Our graphic coming up there, Jakob Rosenthaler sadly crashed out, the Austrian, so hope he's okay at turn 14. Yeah, all good then.
Walking away,
so,
there's the Austrian.
Always a shame in the final round, isn't it? But at least he's got one more crack at it tomorrow.
What happened here?
Oh, is it going to be some contact then if we're getting the replay? Oh, no.
Oh, yes. Just very late
out
on that. Just very unfortunate, but little damage to the bike, little damage to him. Crack on tomorrow.
Yes, indeedy. So back at the front then, and they're still cracking on at this battle, aren't they? Still absolutely line astern then, and it's still Holgardo at the front, or maybe he's returned to the front as we took that Sergeant to turn 14 in that replay. But down the corkscrew then, still absolutely glued together, and it's still Moreira and Vettelli just at the back, just keeping tabs on the guys ahead.
I saw David Munoz there take a look to his left, coming around one of the turns back then. I think he was looking at a big screen to just check whether this is just the leading group or if they're being chased down or not. If he's got eagle eyes, like the local vultures and eagles have, he would have seen that the gap between this leading group is about 3 seconds now to Daniel Munoz, his namesake, not brother.
Yeah, it's come down quite a lot, that, actually. To be honest, with this battle, it was going up and up and up and up, and now it's gone up a little bit, but they did take a few tenths out of it a couple of laps ago. So, yeah, could, I don't know, could be one to watch if they really start beating each other up as they have been as we carry on through this race. But look at that heat haze as well. It is pretty hot here this afternoon, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty
and
humid.
a little bit humid as well. And you can see David Alonso then going it alone as the rest of them just in that slipstream. Who's going to come out on top? It's going to be a long way around the outside there.
I think David made a choice there. You can see how much earlier he sat up. He didn't want to be the rider leading into that final turn. Any wild moves up the inside or out or even on the exit like we saw with him and Munoz last time around. But he does pull out the slipstream. He does think that maybe turn 1 will be a better place to try and make a move for the lead as he gets very close to, oh dearie me, what's happened to Ortula? His bike's gone bust. It's just not working. It's like the clutch of the gearbox has gone. Oh, what a shame. Oh, disaster, because he is in 4th position in the standings. So that, well, then there were 5, basically.
Yeah, that's a shame then for Ivan Ortula. He was having a really, really good race. And yeah, I mean, luckily at least no crash, nothing like that, just running off there at turn 1. But big shame for him. At least he knew he had that speed and was fighting out with these guys to hopefully reset and come back at it tomorrow in the final race of the season. But yeah, 5 riders then. And one of them who had a little less to lose as well has now gone from this group.
Yeah, absolutely. As you saw Holgardo there, got to be careful. I did see him exceeding track limits then. They only get a limited number of opportunities to do that before they get penalised. And David Munoz, he loves looking around behind him, looking at screens by the side of the track, checking out what everybody else is doing as well. And I normally at that point say, just focus on yourself. But well, he makes it work. He's still there.
Yeah, very much so, and looks super casual there as well, coming down. That's pretty impressive stuff there too. It just looked like you're on a Sunday ride, but still be in 2nd place in a Red Bull MotoGP Rookies Cup race. So good stuff from them. What are we going to get a replay of here
Ortula's,
then?
bike saying no more, thank you very much.
I think it is, and that very close moment between then our 2 title challengers, and then Holgardo around the outside.
As you can see there, the chatter on the front of David Alonso's machine there. I mean, it was so much more exaggerated in real time. A proper judder, teeth rattler, as some of the riders would exclaim. As you can see, Ortula then knows something is seriously up with this machine. He expires and he departs. Exit stage right for the Spaniard. So then there were 5, and they've not broken the toe. Batelli is still there with Moreira. They will have something to say in this race result. 5 laps to go as they come across the line this time around. Will they be making a move for the inside? David Munoz will be out the inside of Alonso, and Holgardo says, you've both gone way too wide. I'm going to absolutely mug you both. See you later.
Yeah, that was really nicely judged, wasn't it? You could just see, okay, the door's going to open really, really wide here, and I'm just going to take that back. Hammer down already as well, couple of bike lengths in hand. But Munoz does need to be careful of that, because it's not going to help him if he's close to Alonso on track either. He needs to be the guy breaking away and then getting the rest to try and take positions off Alonso. But at the moment, if the Colombian stays in it, it's definitely going to be his day, isn't it?
Yeah, essentially what you need to do was a Jorge Lorenzo in whichever year it was, where he just goes out front, holds everybody up and make sure they try and hold up David Alonso. The problem with that is
the 1999 special.
Yeah, well, the thing is with that is that David Alonso is just so good at overtaking everybody else, so that probably wouldn't really work, because you already knew. Hence.
Yeah, no, definitely not. And the 1999 was that Melandri Alfamora battle. That's an absolutely stunning watch, and then the interviews after are also great. Highly recommend.
Well, here we go then with the move in towards turn 12. It looks like Holgardo has got a bit of breathing space between himself, Munoz just behind, and then Moreira from Alonso. 2 South American riders there, but they will catch them back up on the slipstream this time around. It's a lot of corner speed that Moreira is pulling in towards turn 14 there. Caught right up on the back of David Munoz that time around. That was pretty impressive.
Yeah, really good stuff there. It looks like the 92 then, with those 5 laps to go. You know, you mentioned that earlier.
He could be.
Seems to have maybe chosen his moment to start playing a little bit of a bigger role here. Yeah, he's getting past David Munoz now then, and well before the braking zone as well. But it's still Holgardo in that lead, and it doesn't seem to be showing any signs of wanting to relinquish that again. But it'd be interesting then, what's Moreira got now if he has decided now is the time to start making those moves a little bit more?
Yeah, how much would you love to see him get his first victory in Rookies Cup before the season's out, in his rookie year no less? David Alonso did it last year. Could he do it this year? And he is leading into that tight turn 1. Doesn't run it so wide, although Holgardo is able to hold such a tighter line through there, isn't it? It's super impressive. Everybody else just sends it right out to the curb.
Yeah, it's nicely done that as well. But Moreira, really nice as well. Didn't leave too much space for anyone to nab it back. And Munoz certainly was looking to. And yet again, there's not quite enough space there. Just hang tight for a minute, but a great job then from the Brazilian to be leading this race. And like you said, it would be great to see him stand on the top step, wouldn't it? But there are obviously 4 people who really want to get in his way.
Yeah, absolutely. 3 podiums in a row, 4 podiums in total. The first one in his very first Rookies Cup race at the start of the year in Portimao. His language sake country. I don't really think that's an actual phrase, but you get what I mean. He speaks Portuguese, obviously.
His language sake country.
Yeah, as we see the #1 spectator, #1 fan of Rookies Cup, last year's champion. Spends more time apparently in the Rookies Cup tent still than perhaps his own pit box. That's what I heard today, but here we are then. So Moreira, well, I actually predicted that it was Holgardo with 5 or 4 laps to go would try and make a break for the front.
Oh yeah, I was saying the number of laps.
Yeah, exactly. So this is the time in the race where it normally changes. And look at that, Holgardo tapping his rear seat unit. Don't really know why.
It's not really,
a bit of a ambitious communication there, but it is Moreira thinking, do you know what, I've got something in hand here, I'm going to try and get them towards the front. But what about this slipstream? He's got 2 bike legs back to Munoz there, but will it be enough for them to not make a move up the inside into the final corner?
I'm not sure. He certainly kept it a little bit more than I expected. Maybe he is going to, yeah. So nicely done then from the Brazilian, and that's a good, what's the word, try run. That's the phrase I'm searching for as well, to know that he can probably hold on to that if it were the last lap. And can he over the line? Dress rehearsal, there you go. Yes, so he kept it all the way from the start of the back straight then, and pretty eager there. Come on, get a wriggle on, let's take this home.
Munoz going to send them all wide
really
once again,
wide,
is he? Yes, because you got Moreira cutting it very tight, but then Holgardo, the 3 does not go into 2 or to 1. But here we are then, Munoz leading the way into turn 3, and the climb up the hill begins. Careful with the track limits, the bike getting unsettled. Alonso up the inside. Goodness me, it's all kicking off, isn't it? Bertelli wants a piece of the action too, and Moreira finds herself from 1st back to 5th.
I was going to say, that didn't go that well, did it, the first half of this
and
lap?
Holgardo again, get
change.
on my tail unit. I think they have no choice.
Yeah, so a bit optimistic there, like we say, from Danny Holgardo. But yeah, David Alonso then needed no second invitation when David Munoz just had that wobble straight back through into the lead, the Colombian. And yeah, I don't know who is going to come out on top in this one. There's already only 2 and a bit laps to go, but it's just, you can't call it still, can you?
No, absolutely not. But it is your Rookies Cup champion-elect out front at the moment. But how long will it be? This is Munoz we're looking on board with. He's looking to make a move up the inside, but he's got a very cool and calm style into turn 12, isn't he? More like a Sunday ride, that
it is. It's very
of the track
Alex
for him.
Rins-ish.
Yeah, the giraffe kind of style, isn't it? With the long neck and that. He's not exactly the tallest fella either. So is he going to go up the inside of Alonso? He does have a look, but it's not quite as close as Bagnaia got with whoever it was back in qualifying or FP4. Scary stuff.
Yeah, no, there's no way through there for David Alonso, keeping that door firmly shut for the moment at least. So who's going to come out on top this time around then? Can the 80 hold on in that race lead? I'm not so sure, because I think certainly, no, not quite then, and it's Munoz again, just taking that... it's going to get spicy, isn't it, this? But it's Holgardo then that emerges in the race lead as, again, 64 versus 80 rolls on. And remember, they are the top 2 in the championship as well. So it's everything on the line for David Munoz.
Penultimate lap then, and it looks like Alonso wants that tighter line. Holgardo very sweeping through turn 1 there, just cutting the nose off the machine of David Munoz. So it's around about this time then that the move, every single move into every single corner really does matter. It can affect the full outcome of the race at this point. But look at the variety of line choice in there. Is Alonso going to move up the inside of Munoz? No, but Moreira still wants a piece of the action. He is far from out of this. I think Bertelli could even be picking up the pieces once again, a bit like Germany if they're not careful.
Yeah, definitely. The Italian just, I don't know if it's just because he wants to sit back a little bit or if he's just having a little bit of trouble keeping the pace when there aren't too many moves happening ahead of him. But yeah, very much still in this, number 28 just at the back of this group. But yeah, you can't predict it at all, is it? We've already seen plenty of aggression in this race, and I'm sure there'll be more to come on that final lap. And we're not that far away from that now either.
Yeah, quite right. Well, here he is then, the number 96 of Danny Holgardo, the pole sitter who's just gone so wide there, beyond track limits. He's not got a track limits warning, but, well, we'll have to see, because that was pretty Can't do that again. Let's put it that way.
Yeah,
and we'll leave it
careful,
at that.
especially on the final lap.
Wasn't he the one in Jerez who got docked a few positions?
I mean, there's been so many this season, haven't there?
It's probably ever come out.
I made a list actually. I think that Alonso's had at least 3 long laps that have decided the end of his races or given him a big extra task to get done. So yeah, it's something we see in rookies so often, but it is so important. You must use the racetrack and only the racetrack. The odd mistake, that's okay, but if you continually use that green, that is not, and especially on that last lap, which we are about to begin very shortly. They're still wrestling, aren't they, trying to decide who's going to lead us onto it.
Yeah, quite right. The good thing about the track limits thing is it happens in the World Championships, Senior World Championships as well, so they're not alone. But here we go, across the line of the final lap to start that one of the penultimate race of 2021. Will it be David Alonso taking the spoils? Who will get the race win? Holgardo leads them as we begin the climb for the final time in these first sectors. But you just know David Munoz will be doing every single thing he can to take that victory. And even Diogo Moreira swarming all over the back of Alonso there. Oh my goodness me, what is going to be the final overtaking opportunity? It's all going to be all the way to the line, isn't it?
It really is. It can be the drag to the line, even though it's not as far as at some tracks here at Motorland. You can make that difference with a good exit out the final corner, but Holgardo holding firm at the moment.
Yeah, quite right. So that's a couple of overtaking opportunities done. Here is another very important one indeed. David Munoz does not take a look over at the screen that time around. Alonso looking up the inside but decides against it for that final time around. This is the reverse corkscrew now. What about the drive that you could get out of towards turn 9, towards turns 10, 11, 12, and then into turn 14? That's going to be a prime spot, but Holgardo still holding firm, keeps in the track limits that time.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting as well, because I'm not sure he will at the end of that back straight, so let's see what the number 96's game plan is. We're all through pretty cleanly so far, not as much adventuring as I'd expected, to be honest. Obviously everyone trying to decide where and when they're going to make those moves.
I think they're probably going to be lining it all up for the final corner down the back straight. Here we go then, the penultimate corner essentially. Here we are, the slipstream begins. It's Danny Holgardo out of the penultimate corner for in the first position. There are the 2 championship contenders. Will it be David Alonso coming across the line? Then he pulls out the slipstream of Munoz. How much would he love to take him to the line into that second place or victory? Who's the last of the late breakers? Here we go. Munoz at the inside of Alonso. They're neck and neck, but it looks like he's going to do it. He's going to become the Red Bull MotoGP Rookies Cup champion. Holgardo will win. It's David Munoz in second, but Alonso will take it. He is the winner in 2021 in superb dominant style.
Absolutely superb, and that race as well, that was great, clean fun around that final corner.
That is the perfect description. Yeah,
really great stuff from those guys. You could tell Holgardo, once they were halfway down that back straight, there's no way anyone's going to catch him today. So great job from the number 96 to take that win. Munoz did all he could in second, but this guy, what can you say? Absolutely stunning season from the Colombian, and now going to celebrate that as, yeah, job done. Exactly what he needed to do, and in style with a podium as well.
Oh, sensational stuff. That's all he needed to do. That is the sign of a true champion right there. Didn't need to take the victory if he didn't need it. He got the podium, and look at that. How nice is this? So sporting of Holgardo, because of course they are basically teammates in the Moto3 Junior World Championship. You've got Ethan Guevara there as well. Albert Arenas was there, and most importantly, Vicente Villa, the press officer for the Aspar team, is there as well. Look at that.
Absolutely, key presence. Key presence.
Yeah.
Well, no, great stuff. Awesome fans as well. Love it. Absolutely love it. And they've stuck around as well in that heat. You can see there, it may not be the sunniest here, but it's absolutely baking still. And we've got then the gold helmet gone on in that exchange. Nice t-shirt.
Nico Tirol as well.
Yeah,
don't leave him out.
Nico Tirol there. This is all getting filmed there.
There he is, Junior, getting the shots as well. Good on him. Oh, how about that then? So the number 80 becomes number 1 as... oh, they've got a bit of an issue with the bike, have they? You need to help me get it going again, please, everybody. Thank you.
Oh, this is always a classic, isn't it?
Yeah, he's going to end up wheeling it back, running it back to Parc Ferme, isn't he? In his leathers.
Leave it with Albert. He can push it back.
Yeah.
Just get on your way.
Oh, well, there you go. Oh, fantastic stuff, that. Holgardo, Munoz, Alonso, Moreira got 4th in the end from Batelli, number 28 there, 5th at the back of this group. That is how you take the Red Bull MotoGP Rookies Cup win in style.
Yes, very much so. Great stuff then. I think I was going to say, how's he got going? But no, it's still a replay, obviously. Same helmet, lack of t-shirt. Just too eager to see that. And just looks towards the sky. It must feel incredible after a long season to finally wrap that up.
Oh, the gold helmet's pretty cool as well, isn't it?
Pretty swish, isn't it?
Yeah, very nice indeed.
And now he's got to do the fastest in-lap of all time after that delay. No.
Yeah, he's got to do fastest lap of the race right now.
Great to see him enjoying it a lot as well. And there's still a good few fans spotted around this Motorland Aragon circuit.
Yeah, how about it then?
Someone to wave to.
So, 6 victories this season. And 3, now 4 more podiums to boot. Another opportunity to do one tomorrow as well. That is David Alonso's season so far, wrapping up the title with 1 race to go. And Danny Holgardo, commiserations to him and David Munoz. He did all he could by getting that victory here today. That was super special. He's been on form all weekend. David Munoz, also shout out to him because he was one of the first riders to stop and pull alongside David Alonso, and congratulate him there. So, fair play and sportsmanship throughout in the Rookies Cup, which is what we like to see.
Yes, most definitely. And there you can see then, is this the final corner, final lap? Yep. Really, really great stuff there. Holgardo judged that really perfectly to make sure he was ahead to the line. And that's him then into the race lead. That line is lovely from the number 96 as well. Gets the job done. And Munoz does manage to take that 2nd place. So he does gain a couple of points, but just not enough. And there you can see Alonso with that 3rd place and celebrating with the race winner. And like you said, his teammate. And that's why all of the Aspar guys are down there.
Yeah.
Because they are Aspar teammates.
There he is. This is our the runner-up, potentially, in the series. I haven't done the quick maths. Is he going to be runner-up? Maybe. Probably. I'll have to double check that.
Yeah, should be.
He is definitely the potential runner-up in the 2021 series, David Munoz. So commiserations to him. He did give the tank a little punch there. You know how much winning means to him. But the other thing is, 2 years in a row, he has finished 2nd in the title race in the Rookies Cup. Not quite got that victory, but he's certainly got a very bright future ahead of him, hasn't he?
Yeah, most definitely. You can't do that and call it a flash in the pan, can you?
No.
I'm sure a little bit irked to not take that crown, but yeah, consistency, also a very big weapon on the road to MotoGP and in building a career as a racer from here on out. So that's a very big positive for sure.
The other thing about Danny Holgardo as well, we're looking here at the Red Bull MotoGP Rookies Cup winner for 2021. You could well see Danny Holgardo wrap up the Moto3 Junior World Championship in a few weeks to come. The 2 main, the most impactful championships there are in bringing riders into the World Championship. Main stepping stones.
Indeed.
Very, very important. Here we go, just high fives and love all around. There we are. Great to see.
I love this. It feels like such a great tour of a much longer distance when the camera follows him from behind, rather than watching from a little bit further. Just great to see there from David Alonso. Very deserved after his season in the Rookies, like you said.
David Munoz there cuts a slightly understandably disappointed figure.
Yeah, it's going to hurt, isn't it? And the moment where it stops being a long shot and becomes like, yeah, sorry, it's not going to be you this season. It's going to be a tougher thing to take. But great job from David Alonso nevertheless. And great job from Munoz and Holgardo. They've put together really impressive seasons as well. And Ortela, that bad luck for him. We'll look to see him back in the front group tomorrow, hopefully.
Well, I'll tell you what, you know I'm a fan of David Alonso's Parc Ferme interviews. I especially look forward to this one. Top man. And there, Holgardo. Nice to see a genuine smile there. Really happy for him. I can see Fermin Aldeguer, Moto2 rider in the background there. He'll be happy for his mate Danny getting the victory of the individual race. T-shirt off, please. Need to be sponsored correctly for your interviews, especially your championship winning one.
Yeah, it's rather an important moment, is it not?
Yeah.
But yep, so.
Wow, what a race.
See, even now, just a little rub of the hair there. Commiserations, but let's see then.
I think, well, shortly we'll be hearing from them, won't we? But I tell you what, that was one of the cleanest races that we've had so far this season as well, wasn't it?
And there weren't too many track limits infractions either. Just a few warnings but there was only one long lap penalty for track limits for Nishimura. So yeah, pretty clean fun, like we said, good clean fun, that stunning final lap.
Well, we can hear from one of the Fermate and podium finishers, David Munoz. How does he feel about that race and losing the title? We'll take it away, Dominica.
David Munoz, congratulations. Tell us, how was the race for you?
Yeah, the race very good for me. For my strategy is good, but impossible. But good. This week is very good for me, for my team, and thank you so much to my helper and the Red Bull Rookies Cup for this opportunity.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very sponsor correct there. Thank you very much, Red Bull Rookies, for the opportunity as well. And thanking his helper, one of the main things. But David Munoz, that's perhaps the least excitable we've seen of him so far this year, bless him. But still, he put up the good fight, didn't he, right to the end. And how about that into the final corner?
Nicely done, very nicely done from the number 64. And yeah, you can understand just being a little bit deflated, like I said, when it's mathematically all over there. But a stunner of a wheelie.
Yeah. Too right. Well, we're now going to hear from, I think, your race winner, Danny Holgarder. Good to see him back on the top of the podium box. It's been a while since Jerez, the fourth race of the season. What does he make of it, Dominica?
Danny, you look so strong on the track. Well done. How are you feeling?
I am very happy for my second victory in the session. This weekend is perfect for me. Yesterday I did a good job, and today is amazing. And thanks to my team for the help, for the support, and my family. Y dar la enhorabuena a mi compañero que hoy ha ganado el campeonato. Se lo merece mucho. Un saludo a todos.
Thank you.
Just congratulating there right at the end, David Alonso on his cup victory, and rightly so as well. Teammates, as we mentioned, in the Moto3 Junior World Championship. He could become a champion himself in the near future. Young Danny, and how good it would be to see both of them up into the Moto3 World Championship either next year or in the years to come. And I think at the end of this beautiful replay that we have of Holgardo taking that sweeping line into turn one, we will get to speak to the 2021 Red Bull MotoGP Rookies Cup winner. It's David Alonso.
David Alonso, you are the 2021 champion of the Red Bull MotoGP Rookies Cup. Tell us how you feel.
Finally, we did it. I'm super happy. Well, this race, it was very difficult because I was a little bit nervous, and it was difficult for me also to manage the pressure, but well, finally I could do a good race in the group, finish third in the podium also, that is positive, but the best thing is the championship. I enjoy a lot the race. And also for tomorrow I can be more relaxed, and well, this is all the effort of 1 year since the beginning, thanks to my team, Aspar team, Nico Terol, all that support me, Javi Gayak, and well, my family is there also, and my friends, say hello to him, they support me a lot, and well, we are getting steps. The Hawkers starting to come, now the rookies, and well, now we have to work more and better for next objective, but super happy.
So nice to see you winning the championship.
Thank
Great job.
That was class. Don't you just love him? There you go. Champion 2021. Awesome stuff from David Alonso. Thank you just about everybody. How nice it that his family could come and watch him as well. Here we go then. This is the David Alonso championship winning montage video. One corner to go then. Who's going to get the run to the line? Leading out of the final corner, David Munoz, but it's three abreast. David Alonso, no one's got an answer for him. It's the Colombian double delight for David Alonso, who has rocked to victory. Well, it's domination once again. Another step closer to the title. David Alonso wins race 2 in Austria. Future of motorcycle racing in Colombia is looking in very good hands. Well then, let's get a look at the final results of that first race here at Aragon. One more to go, of course, and tell you what, bad news for everybody else. David Alonso is going in tomorrow much more relaxed. Couldn't find him taking the final victory of the season, but it was Holgardo who took the win from a tenth of a second ahead of David Munoz. David Alonso in third, Diogo Moreira fourth, and Matteo Bertelli 4/10 of a second back in fifth place. Daniel Munoz was sixth from Furusato. Alex Mian eventually after those 2 long lap penalties, and Luca Lunetta, who started quite high up on the grid ahead of this one. In 6th position he was on row 2. 9th place finish, good stuff from him. Farioli and Ogden 10th and 11th. Via 12th for Nishimura, O'Shea, Gerber, Boisri, Mihaila, Perrin, Heinrich and Cormac Buchanan, the last of the finishers. But what does that do to the championship standings? Well, we all know one aspect of it. David Alonso is the winner from David Munoz in 2nd place. Holgardo 3rd from Ivan Ortela, and Daniel Munoz moves up a place into 5th place. Bertelli also up a place, Moreira as well. Basri, with those 2 long lap penalties, moves down 3 spots. He gets another whack at it tomorrow. Marcus Uriarte stays put in 9th, and you got Mian, Furusato, Via, Ogden, both moving up a space. Mario Aggi 14th there. Filippo Farioli 15th from Luca Lunetta and Noah Detweiler. Nishimura, Voigt still out with injury. Summer Gorber 20th. O'Shea, Rosenhaler, Mihaila, Perrin and Heinrich. Hopefully at some point we're going to be getting to see the riders come out onto the podium. Here we are then, getting ready for it. Always a special moment, isn't it? Especially with a few fans back in the grandstands as well.
Yes, it is, most definitely. And it's a cool podium here at Motorland as well. You've got a nice view.
Oh yeah,
from
the
up there.
city. You can see the cathedral.
Not quite that good. What are you expecting from it? On a crane?
Yeah. Well, I think deflated is the word to describe David Munoz at the moment,
just a little bit.
Yeah.
But hopefully we'll see him back with a little more fight again tomorrow once it's sunk in. But the winner then, Danny Holgarder, he had plenty of fight today. Great judge race from the number 96 again.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty class. Back in the pack, letting the chaos ensue all around him when he wanted to, and then came through when it mattered right at the end, sussed it out. There we go. Careful not to jump off the actual podium itself. David, bouncing with excitement. What are the trophies? Did you see them before? What do they look like? What are they? Looks like a piston. It is!
Yeah, they're always cool, aren't they, the rookies' trophies?
Yeah.
But, yeah, I think they're different. Are they different? Oh, no, they're not.
Well,
it's
they
just
are.
the angle that David Alonso's put that one down
Well,
at,
no,
I think.
one's bronze, one's silver, and one's gold there.
Of course, yes. And
Cracking.
that gold, then, for Danny Holgardo. Congrats to him. Now I think we'll...
have the Spanish national anthem in Aragon. How about it? Hats
Home
off,
turf.
everybody. Round of applause then for the Spanish national anthem at the Grand Premio Tissot de Aragon. We do have the final race kicking off tomorrow at 3:30 local time. You will not want to miss it. The final appearance of Rookies Cup in 2021. We do already have our champions, so it's just honour and bragging rights on the line tomorrow, and that sometimes produces the best races ever, pretty much. We're going to be getting a look at the highlights very, very shortly from this race, and do you know what? I think they might have had a slightly easier job of picking the highlights more than usual, because it was less of a brawl than usual.
It was. We had a few spicy laps there, but yeah, in the end, great race. And here we go then. This is where it started.
The lights go out, and it was everybody pretty well cleanly away. The cleanest of all was your eventual race winner, Danny Holgardo, getting the whole shot into turn 1. The chaos didn't quite ensue from there. It was actually very orderly and quite tame, pretty much. But it was David Alonso, your eventual champion, slotting there perfectly in the second spot. But coming through from 7th on the grid from fairly quickly on was David Munoz, there from an ever-present threat at the front.
He was indeed, and is this that touch? It is. It got pretty feisty at times, and here, unfortunately, we had one crasher, I think. Did we? Only the one, Jakob Rosenthaler, who went down, but as you can see, Ryder okay. At the front, though, it's rolled on right to the end of the race between these three especially.
Yeah, it was a bit of chatter at the front, and then you saw Ivan Ortela depart exit stage right, unfortunately, with mechanical issues. That was his race run over. Hopefully get those sorted for tomorrow. And then you just saw 3 abreast almost coming in towards turns 4 and 5. Take any line choice that you want. There is Holgardo blasting through in towards the final corner, and this we're on board with David Munoz in towards 2nd place.
Yeah, the number 96, I think he looked like a good bet for the win throughout much of this race. Super controlled as Munoz obviously trying to do everything he can to stop Alonso taking that crown, but the number 80 could not be stopped. And however close they got, he tried to find an answer, but this time 3rd place was enough. Holgardo takes the win with Munoz in 2nd and Alonso in 3rd to take that crown for 2021.
We will see you tomorrow for the final race of Rookies Cup. Join us then.